And police are closely monitoring the situation, and they say they're in constant touch with disaster management authorities.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Wednesday, the 20th day of August for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports you need to get up and get out the door here this morning. Lots of things going on. We see the tip-off of the 2025-2026 season for Husker basketball is just over a month away, as opening night with the Huskers has been scheduled for Friday, September 19th. This is a free, interactive, fan-friendly event that is in its second year of existence in downtown Lincoln. So we'll talk about that coming up here this morning. The cross-country polls are out, the preseason cross-country polls for the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Hastings College seventh on both sides for both the men and women. We'll take a look at the polls here this morning. Bobby Witt Jr. had a big night for the Kansas City Royals last night. He had his 100th career home run. Kansas City beat the Texas Rangers by the score of 5-2. So all of a sudden, Kansas City is in the playoff hunt. They are within 2.5 games of an American League wildcard berth after last night's victory. The New York Yankees bats were alive and well last evening. They hit 9 home runs in their game against Tampa Bay in a 13-3 win. Those eager to see Aaron Rodgers debut as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers will have to wait a few more days. And former NFL tight end Rob Gronkowski has a new job this morning. We'll talk about all that stuff coming up as we get you up and get you going here this morning. Also, we expect to hear from Adams Central head football coach Josh Lewis. He'll be joining us at 7:30 this morning to talk about the Patriots, what they've got going preseason practice as they get ready for their season opener next Friday night playing at Minden. So a full plate for us for a Wednesday as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning.
Good morning. All those sports headlines, and I almost feel like out of all of the things that you just let me know, the story I'm most curious about is where the hell's Gronk going? What's his new gig?
Rob Gronkowski.
How is he hireable?
Well, he's going to become an analyst. I'll just spill the beans.
Seriously.
I'll just spill the beans here. Gronk is going to be joining Fox NFL Sunday as an analyst, replacing Hall of Fame coach Jimmy Johnson.
Wow. Wow.
So Jimmy was pretty good on Fox NFL Sunday. Now he's stepping away, and Rob Gronkowski is going to be taking his spot on Fox NFL Sunday.
It's like it's a crushing blow to all of the sports journalism majors out in the world that, put in schooling and put in time, and you have a guy that knows like 3 words, including ball, smash, Gronk, and gets an analyst position.
And you've got to put those all together.
In a sentence.
In a sentence.
He struggles with it.
So, Gronk is going to be on Fox NFL Sunday.
God.
He'll be joining the group. Of course, he was a 4-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Retired from the league in 2022. Evidently, he needs a job now, so he's on with Fox NFL Sunday for this football season.
He'll be entertaining, I guess.
Well,
it's kind of like a McAfee deal. It'd be more like Portnoy over at Barstool. He'll be one of those characters.
He'll present the player's view on a lot of stuff, but we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
We see how he does. So, anyway, what's going on in your world this morning?
Just, navigating through what was a wild 24 hours in the news cycle yesterday in the state of Nebraska. Of course, we'll be focused pretty much solely today on the announcement yesterday from the governor's office, Department of Homeland Security. McCook, Nebraska has now been selected as the site for, pair it with Florida's alligator Alcatraz. They're calling it the Cornhusker Clink, and comment sections are ablaze today on that as that story continues to circulate and we continue to find out more. It really just sounds honestly like even the town of McCook was taken by surprise from yesterday's news. Wasn't a whole lot of time from when they met about this deal to when this deal became in action, so to speak, or inked, so to speak. But a lot of frustration, a lot of question marks, and a lot of concern. Certainly, around McCook.
Evidently, they got together and started talking about this on Saturday, and the governor flies in on Tuesday and makes the announcement that the feds are kind of taking over this work camp that they had out there. Evidently, that was closed down, and now they're going to repurpose the thing as a immigration type deal where people awaiting immigration deportation and things like that are going to be housed momentarily. And I think you're right. It did catch a lot of McCook residents in surprise yesterday. There were some protesters out when Pillen made the announcement out there in the McCook yesterday. Some protesters, and even the McCook mayor. I watched the news conference yesterday. Even the McCook mayor was caught by surprise and didn't have a whole lot of answers to some questions.
Yeah,
she says those would be forthcoming. So I don't know if the federal government just kind of jammed that down the throats of the people out of McCook or what. Obviously they did. and all of a sudden they're going to have a immigration center for the folks in Nebraska that are ready to be sent back to Mexico or whatever. They're going to be housed in McCook. So, yeah, a lot of people are concerned about security and things like that out there. Naturally, people would be, and they just throw it on their plates here. On a late Tuesday afternoon news conference, the governor flies in, makes the announcement, gets back on the plane, and gets the hell out of town. He was there for about 30 minutes.
Elections are important, people.
So yeah,
I'll just say that.
Yeah, that was some breaking news that occurred late yesterday afternoon. So that'll be interesting to watch for a while. Got a lot of good radio buddies out there in McCook.
Yeah. And they were, and the radio stations, that I first found out about it, because I was monitoring one of the radio station's Facebook feeds, and they had posted an alert that said, Governor Pillen is apparently coming to town, but we have no idea what's going on. And so that's, journalism 101 is you want to take time to prepare and prepare some questions. You didn't have any time to even do that because you're just immediately, by the way, here's this thing, here's what we're going to do, and we don't have any further details than that.
Well, the mayor didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, the mayor didn't even have.
How do you ask questions when the positions of authority don't even know what the hell's going on?
Yeah, so that's interesting how that all developed. And no doubt that's very, very interesting how all that transpired. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
interesting is a good word for it. That's a PG word for it.
That's what happened in the news world yesterday. Mm-hmm. Evidently, we had an anhydrous ammonia leak.
Yeah.
In Holstein.
There was bison on the loose in Clay County. All of this gets overshadowed by one major breaking news story.
From McCook.
Yeah.
All right, so those are some of the things we'll be talking about here this morning as you wake up, get going with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on the Extreme Sports. You can chime in, something sports-related, something news-related. You can chime in on our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line at 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. Got something on your mind today? Maybe you want to chime in on what happened out in McCook? You can do that. We'll take those calls this morning if you want to chime in on our social media sites. We'll be monitoring that as well, so you can drop us a message on one of our social media sites. Let's see what else is going on. Again, we'll talk with Josh Lewis coming up at 7:30 this morning. We talked about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Evidently, Aaron Rodgers is not going to play in the preseason.
What did I tell you 3 weeks ago? Why would you do it? A guy that has certainly question marks regarding his health and his injury problems in the past, that there's no way you're starting him in the preseason.
41 years old. He's not going to play in the preseason finale against Carolina on Thursday.
Good.
Puts him on track to start the season opener, Week 1 matchup against his former team, the New York Jets, at MetLife Stadium. That'll be a circus.
Yeah.
That'll be a circus. Is that a Monday night game? I assume it is.
You'd have to think that the brass would put that on Monday so that ESPN can create a circus for it.
Yeah, so it'll be the Steelers and the Jets. Not necessarily one of the marquee games for Week 1 of the NFL season, but based on who's going to be playing in the game, I assume that's the Monday night game. I think we talked about this when the schedule came out, even before Aaron Rodgers signed with Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. You said you watch. It'll be Pittsburgh and the Jets, and it was. Mm-hmm. So he hasn't taken a preseason snap since 2024. Actually, he didn't take a snap in 2024 either.
No, he didn't.
That's when he was with the Jets. I think he did the year before at 2023, the last time he played in a preseason game. So if you're waiting for Aaron Rodgers tomorrow night for NFL football, maybe get a glimpse of him, you'll have to wait a little longer. He's not going to play tomorrow night against Carolina.
Yep, no reason to start Rodgers. Also, speaking of things that I told you, and we can put an asterisk by, remember when I talked about before leading into this series that this was pivotal for Kansas City and their playoff hopes? This 3-gamer with the Texas Rangers could be a huge swing series when you take a look at baseball, the records in October. You put an asterisk by this series. Well, lo and behold, Kansas City's playing some pretty good baseball, and as you say, right back in the thick of the wild card race.
Yeah, they've won 5 games in a row. The second consecutive win over the Texas Rangers. They won last night by a score of 5-2. They're within 2.5 games now of an American League wild card berth. Bobby Witt Jr., he hit his 100th career home run last night as Kansas City beat the Rangers 5-2. Same two teams will play at 6:40 tonight. Obviously a huge game for Kansas City. So, yeah, all of a sudden, here we are, mid-August, approaching the later stages of August, and we're talking about maybe a postseason playoff run for the Kansas City Royals. They all of a sudden have caught fire, and they're within the 2.5 games now of American League wild card berth.
Well, and then here's what you're telling yourself in the clubhouse, and you're in the dugout right now, and you look up and you've won 5 in a row. And now all of a sudden, we're in the heat of August. We're heading towards the home stretch in September. And you're looking around and saying, guys, we're in the fight. We're in the thick of it. Winning is contagious. And hitting is contagious. And you get bats like Bobby going. Next thing you know, you're rattling off 5, 7, charting into Milwaukee territory with double digits. But you're in the thick of it. And now you're playing playoff baseball. And what I love about Kansas City teams in the past is they've been playing playoff baseball for a month going into the playoffs. So you already have that level that you've been playing at where other teams start to accelerate into that level. Well, you're cruising by the time you roll into the postseason. And then, hell, once you're there, you might as well win the damn thing. So, again, I'm not putting the carrot before the horse here, or the cart before the horse, as they say. But Kansas City's got something to chase. And, first that's postseason, and then let the dust settle where it lays, because baseball's going to baseball. But you're talking in the clubhouse, and you've got a lot of momentum, and you're just enjoying the ride right now. I see no reason as to why it slows down anytime soon. Maybe you lose a game here or there, But I don't think we'll see really consistent losing. They're getting production from just about everywhere, even the pitching coming around. So you got to be pretty excited if you're a KC fan right now.
6:40 start tonight for Kansas City and the Texas Rangers. Meanwhile, the other team in Missouri, what's happening over there? You always keep an eye on the Cards. What's happening with the Cards?
Just more of the same. Bullpen issues. It's really unflattering to watch right now. Even in the wins, it's unflattering.
You had a 1.6% chance of making the playoffs.
We were at 1.7. We bumped to 1.8. Caught a little bit of a break here in the early week. We're playing Miami.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a sight for sore eyes when you get a chance to take on a team with 59 wins. I would say that, but we lost to the Rockies earlier this year. So they picked up 2, but even in picking up those 2, it hasn't looked pretty. It hasn't looked good. They have risen 0.1% in the playoff probability. They're now 1.8. But so they win 2 in a row. The problem is the team in front of them has rattled off 3 in a row, and that's Cincinnati. And you're still 4 games back from Cincinnati, 5 games back from New York. I really don't see the Mets or the Padres faltering. You hope for the September Cubs collapse, because if we know anything about Cubs, the moniker stands for C, completely, U, useless, B, by, and S, September, completely useless by September. So we hope that holds true. Maybe they sneak in, but Cincinnati scares me out of the bunch.
No, chances don't look good for St. Louis.
Not really.
No. The other team we've been mentioning here in the past couple of weeks, the demise of the New York Yankees. Last night they hit a franchise record-tying 9 home runs.
Sure. And
they beat Tampa Bay by the score of 13-3 last night. So maybe the Yankees, they're going to flip the switch now. Everybody was, a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, they were saying, oh, no, the Yankees, they're going to falter. They need to fire their coach.
Fire the coach. Fire the coach.
Well, all of a sudden, they've caught fire. They hit 9 home runs last night. They beat Tampa Bay 13-3. That's the second time this season that the Yankees have hit 9 home runs in a game. They did it back on March the 29th when they beat Milwaukee 20-9.
That was the game that stirred the controversy about the torpedo bats.
Oh, that's right.
And remember, everybody thought that those torpedo bats were going to revolutionize and we were going to see home run records getting shattered. Well, it turned out that sometimes they just hit home runs in bunches.
Whatever happened to the torpedo bat?
Hell, they still use them. I mean...
But nobody's talking about them?
No.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, the first month of the season, that's all anybody was talking about was those damn torpedo bats. And now you don't hear anything about them. You're the first person that's brought it up in months.
Mm-hmm.
The torpedo bats. Yeah, yep. So they're still using them at all levels? They're just Major League Baseball.
Oh, they're still using, all levels. Hell, the Sodbusters had a couple by the end of the season that we were trying out. So, again, they give the hitters advantage because you get more the sweet spot, or a bigger probability to hit the sweet spot. But this just in, Major League pitchers are pretty damn good. So you're not always going to be able to barrel up on it. I want to go back to the NFL really quick.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Colts? And can we ask our friends that are Colts fans, none of them, are you okay?
Are you okay this morning?
Is everything okay in your life right now? They made a quarterback announcement that has me absolutely befuddled. And if I'm Anthony Richardson, I'm looking for a trade. I want to get the hell out of town as fast as possible. I was surprised when Indianapolis even went after a guy like Daniel Jones, who is the epitome of misery for the New York Football Giants. Embarrassing. Like, kick a trash can over. He's awful. And he gets the start. Like, are they not seeing what we're seeing from the couch? What are they seeing in practice? He must be just a damn good role model in the locker room. Or maybe gave a coach a lift if he had a flat tire and this is the way to reward him or something. I don't know.
Maybe Richardson's not playing that well in camp. We're not with the team 24 hours a day, even 12 hours out of the day. Maybe Richardson is stinking up the place, and that's
your investment.
That's your cream of the crop. Well, maybe Richardson is going to be traded.
That's your investment. Like, you made that move in the first round of the draft last year. You got to back your guy.
Some teams strike out with that first pick. Look how many number one picks that are not relevant anymore. That seems like a quick hook.
Yeah, for real.
But Daniel Jones looks like he's going to get the starts with the Colts. There's only one team out of the NFL that has not named a starting quarterback yet for Week 1. That's the Saints. The battle is going to continue between your man, Spencer Rattler.
Let's go.
And Tyler Shaw.
Who?
I think Tyler, wasn't he
Slough?
Yeah,
Slough?
He was a draft pick this year.
Okay, yeah. I missed what you said, so.
Isn't that the guy? Yeah. Tyler Shaw, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer Rattler. They're battling for the top job at New Orleans. Final decision won't be made until after they play their final preseason game and maybe another practice or two. Rattler has completed 71.4% of his passes for 252 yards and a touchdown with an interception. He's been sacked 3 times in 2 NFL preseason games so far this year. Shaw has completed 70.6% of his passes for 231 yards, a touchdown, 1 interception. He's been sacked 4 times. So nearly identical stats. The New Orleans Saints still up in the air concerning their starting quarterback for the upcoming season.
If you could hear my eye roll in the back of my head as I was reading the comments section. Shaner chiming in. Obviously, NFL coaches paid to know more than the rest of us. They know Richardson was a bust. I'm telling you right now, give me a headset and give me a hat and a clipboard. I'll go out there and do it. And I'll do it for a hell of a lot less money. And I'll probably do it right.
Daniel Jones.
Get out of here. Put him on your fantasy. You know what? If you want to make that comment, Shaner, move him to the top of your fantasy draft board. We're doing that this Sunday. Put your money where your mouth is and back Daniel Jones. Back him. And then name your team after him.
God. Take Dan Jones in our fantasy draft?
Makes me want to puke.
You're not a big Dan Jones believer?
I saw it.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. Didn't do squat for the Giants.
It was vomit and diarrhea on display in an NFL football team. It's gross. He can't play.
All right. But you'll get to see him in the season opener for the Colts.
Can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be on your Red Zone channel.
Can't miss TV.
Yeah, Daniel Jones with the Colts. Anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. A lot of things to talk about here today. Stay with us. We've got some Adams Central football talk coming up with Josh Lewis here at 7:30 this morning. It's 7:23 as you wake up with Mike and Tyson this morning.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, our top story this morning and our only story this morning, the centering around the community of McCook. Yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security announced a new partnership with the state of Nebraska to expand an ICE detention space by up to 280 beds. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is partnering with the Nebraska Department of Correctional Services, and these beds will be available at the Work Ethic Camp in McCook. The facility is dubbed the Cornhusker Clink. The agreement made possible by what Republicans dubbed as the quote-unquote one big beautiful bill, which is turning out to not be so beautiful when it comes to basic human rights. But if stripping away one's dignity and planting more fear in a population frozen with it isn't enough, one senator from the state doubling down, calling it an economic opportunity for the state. Senator Pete Ricketts saying, quote, "This move will support the local community and keep jobs in McCook," end quote. One thing is clear about the move. Residents in McCook were completely blindsided, as is evidenced not only from the comment section on social media, but the very statements from City Hall. The statement reading, on Saturday, Mayor Linda Taylor met with Governor Pillen and the Red Willow County Sheriff's Office, along with the Red Willow County Attorney, Deputy County Attorney, and County Sheriff. The meeting lasted about 30 minutes. Lasagna takes longer to bake. At that meeting, the governor informed the group that the work ethic camp north of McCook would be converted into a U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement detention facility, and because the meeting was brief, the group did not receive more details and were told that more information will be shared in the days ahead. Yesterday, in a circus-style stunt, the community got that information. Quote, I know our community has questions. We share those questions, and our residents deserve clear, timely answers, said Mayor Taylor. One sentence later explaining how the community will get those answers. Quote, as updates come in about the project's scope, timeline, operations, and impacts on public safety and local services, we will keep you informed, end quote. Clearly. 725. Eastside Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the tip-off for the 2025-2026 season is just over a month away, as opening night with the Huskers will take place on Friday, September 19th. This interactive, fan-friendly event will take place next to the rail yard near Pinnacle Bank Arena for the second straight year. It'll get underway at 6:30 and is free to the public. Opening night will feature introductions of both the Husker teams, remarks from head coaches Fred Hoiberg and Amy Williams, and players, along with contests with players and fans. Hastings College men's cross-country team has been picked by the league's coaches to finish 7th this year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Dordt was picked to win the championship this year, followed by Doane, Concordia, Northwestern, and Mount Marty. Dordt was also picked to win the women's championship. The College of St. Mary's was 2nd, followed by Doane, Concordia, and Northwestern. Hastings was 7th. Bobby Wood Jr. at his 100th career home run, as the Kansas City Royals beat the Texas Rangers 5-2 last night. It was the 5th straight win for the Royals, who are now 2.5 games within 2.5 games of the American League wild card berth. As we mentioned, the New York Yankees matched a franchise record with 9 home runs last night in a convincing 13-3 win over the Tampa Bay Rays. It's the second time this season the Yankees have hit 9 home runs in a game. They did it on March the 29th in a 20-9 win over Milwaukee. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:27.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Only a few more days left of this heat and humidity, and then false fall starts this weekend. Hey everybody, Tim Jones with your forecast. 90 degrees on this Wednesday, a little patchy fog this morning, an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Mostly clear and 66 overnight tonight, sunny and 90 on Sunday. Friday, an outside chance for shower, thunderstorm, 87 is the high, and then 80 on Saturday, and 70s begin on Sunday and into next week.
As you wake up, get going. Humidity is at 94%. It's clear. 67 in Hastings. We've got north winds at 3.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, Our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Rollins Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Every football season, there's that one fan. The one who sees the upsets coming. The one who doesn't just cheer, they calculate. They survive. This year, that fan could be you. Introducing Extreme Sports Survivor, the ultimate test of football instinct. Pick one NFL team to win each week. No spreads. No gimmicks. Just survive. But there's a twist. Once you pick a team, you can't pick them again. One wrong call, and it's over. Your name fades. Your shot gone. But survive long enough, be the last one standing, and you'll win our grand prize. Not just the glory. Not just the bragging rights. Something more. Sign up by Wednesday, September 3rd at x-streamsports.com/survivor. Do you trust your gut? Can you outlast them all? This is more than a game. This is Extreme Sports Survivor. Sports Survivor.
All right, Mike Wildensheimer Browning with you as a Wednesday morning edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening online at our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on the smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. Let's talk some high school football, shall we? We got Josh Lewis, the head coach for the Adams Central football team. He's going to join us here this morning. Coach, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How's it going?
Good. Good to get you on. The season is on the doorsteps. How's the preseason workouts gone for you?
Yeah, it's been good. Good preseason. I mean, the preseason, you kind of parlay it in with your off season, and we felt like we had a really good summer, and our work. We're definitely our kids are. They've done their work. We'll just say it that way. We're in a pretty good way right now in terms of understanding offense and defense. We'll obviously keep layering a little more in as we go here the next week or so, and getting ready to do some game time football for sure.
Coach, when you take a look back at 2024 with the Patriots, I think it's a team that continued to improve as the season progressed. And hearing this morning in the summer workouts that progression continues. Where do you see the biggest jump maybe on this Adams Central team? What's the biggest difference from last year's squad to this year?
Yeah, I think this year, you go back and look at when a season maybe doesn't go entirely the way you want it to go. We kind of went back and reevaluated some things, and we felt like we really needed to try to improve up front. And so we changed some things we did off-season wise in terms of working with our O-line, and we've really put an emphasis on that. And we don't have a whole lot of them. We just don't have a bunch of big bodies running around, but the ones we got are quality, and they work hard. And we've kind of I think we're ahead of the game where we were last year in that front. And hopefully that will be that'll show up when we get to opponents.
Coach, you had some injuries last year, maybe forced some kids into some position they weren't comfortable with, but that experience that they gained last year hopefully will pay dividends for you for this upcoming season.
Yeah, that's always the hope. When you have that, that kind of silver lining, if you will, of the bad side. So obviously last year it kind of hurt us, not having some guys on the field that were playmakers for us and guys we needed to lean on. But this year is hopefully a year where that experience pays off, and they learned the speed of the game and what it feels like and what it looks like, and they're better able then to prepare for the following season. So yeah, hopefully, those guys that got those kind of valuable reps, continue their growth.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the physicality of this Patriot football team, and physicality is something you're going to get when you open up and take a look at the football schedule here for Adams Central. Throwing Minden's, Gothenburg, Central Cities, Auroras, all teams historically playing a very physical brand of football. Talk just a little bit about that message in the locker room and playing 4 quarters and beating up on these guys.
Yeah, we've talked as a team. We're nothing. We know we're not really a super flashy team. We got just a bunch of really good football players, I think, and so our practices, they're pretty competitive, and we can line up in several different groupings, and there's not a big drop in quality on either side. So we get really good looks on the scout side, and our guys, like I said, they're kind of football kind of guys, so they hit pretty hard, and they kind of enjoy the physicality of the game. And so, yeah, I think, that experience piece we just talked about, coupled with, the kids and their, they like that aspect of the game. I think that's going to bode well for us because we're going to need it. And like I said, Minden always, every year, it's a 7-6, 14-13, something like. We're going to have one of those defensive, just hard-nosed football games, and that's the way they like to play, and we're okay playing that way too. And then week 2, we get Lakeview, who's really a hard-nosed team, one of the top 5 teams in the state, and it just continues down the line. Our schedule, it's pretty rugged. It's going to be hard, and we're going to have to be that kind of a team to kind of get where we want to get, and we're aware of that, and so that's been our message this season.
Yeah, we're talking with Josh Lewis. He's a head football coach out at Adams Central, coming off of a 3-6 campaign a season ago. What about some of the playmakers we might look forward to, Coach, for the upcoming season? Who's making some noise so far for you?
Yeah, I think you look at the offensive side of the ball. J.J. Foster is kind of put himself in a good spot to be our quarterback, and he's making really good decisions and reads. Wilson Heiser is likely going to be our running back, and he's got really good vision. He's done a good job of, we've put in some work with our O-line, and now we're working running back vision on top of that. And those 2 pieces, I think Wilson's going to have a really nice year. Then on the outside, Nick Musel's just a pretty solid receiver, just runs great routes and has really good hands. Riley Prop, who was kind of in line to play some running back, also a good receiver. We're getting him on the field that way as well. Trey Selecta and I'm drawing a blank. Grayson Hoteling. They're all. We have a really good receiving core with those 5. They're all. JJ does a good job of spreading it out, and they're all fully capable of being good receivers for us. And then you flip to the defensive side of the ball, and Austin Imler will kind of be our leader on that side. He moved to O-line, and that kind of helped our O-line, and he's really just good with that inside play. He's a strong kid, and so we're excited to watch him kind of, cut loose as a senior this year and play that middle position. And we'll be pretty good up front. We've got a couple sophomores up front that are looking to try to get on the field here. Nathaniel Clifton and Hudson Treffer, both will be guys that can kind of make some noise up front as well. So yeah, we got some guys again, just kind of nobody super flashy, but just a lot of good football players, and we're excited to watch them kind of grow as the season goes.
Coach, talk and name some of those guys and know those from whether personal experiences or know their dads, but that you got good quality leaders, guys that bring the energy to practice each and every day. What's the mentality of that Patriot locker room heading into week 1 here? What's the expectations? What do the boys want to do this season?
Yeah, we have a unity council in our team. We met throughout the summer, once a week, and when we were talking, one of their focus points and mine as well was, we had to be better at bringing energy to practice, bringing energy to the things that are hard, right? When things get hard, we've got to bring energy to those things. And it started right away in our weight room. Our guys, those unity council guys, I was like, you're the leaders. You're the ones that got to drive this. I'll do my part, but you got to help. And I didn't have to do much at all. This group is really, really solid on that front. And they ran with it, and our weight room was really good. And, when they got into those max squat sets, they were just screaming, yelling, hooping, and hollering. It was awesome to see. And then, you get to the hot part of conditioning and practice, and when you're allowed to get out in it, and they do a good job. Those guys are always vocal when it comes time, when things are getting kind of hard and you can kind of feel the lag and, people are kind of getting, and all of a sudden you can hear one of them will just start talking, and then it kind of spreads like wildfire. So yeah, that group, they decided that was something they really wanted to focus on this year, and it's definitely spilled over. And things like that can be very contagious. And now we've got kids hooping and hollering that don't even know they're just hooping and hollering because everyone else is. And, so it's kind of fun to watch that spread, I guess.
Again, talking with Josh Lewis. He's the head coach for Adams Central for football. Coach, what about on the field? You talked about the off season. What about on the field? What do you got to do differently here this season to maybe stay in some of these ball games that we came up short on a year ago?
Yeah, we put a lot of emphasis on again the O-line for a reason. We want to try to have the ball in our hands a little more. We felt like last year, we just were close to making a lot of plays, and we were close to getting a first down here or there, and so we really invested in, trying to keep the ball away from the other team, help the defense out a little bit, and be able to move the ball a little more consistently. We did it in a couple of games, but it was almost like feast or famine. We could do it or we couldn't, and so just being consistent when you're playing quality opponents and making the plays you need to make to keep the ball in our hands. So we definitely put a lot of energy into offense this year, trying to make sure that we could keep that ball away from the Lakeviews and the Central Cities and Auroras.
You talked about a new quarterback in there, and J.J. Foster. Are you X's and O's? Are you going to be able to do the same sort of stuff as you have in your first 2 years there at AC?
Yeah. We'll still run our veer game, and he like I said, he makes really good decisions, and we give him a hard time. He's maybe not as athletic as the ones we've had the last couple of years, but he's fast enough. I've had to keep telling that, like, you don't have to score touchdowns, you just got to get first downs and we'll be fine. He's kind of bought into that and understands that, and he throws a really good ball. So yeah, we're not shying away from anything. We'll be who we are, and he can run the offense. We have full faith in what he can do.
Coach, first game of the season, a lot of times comes down to the execution stuff, right? Silly penalties, putting the ball on the ground. How clean has this Adams Central team been in the offseason? How confident are you that that issue won't come and bite the Patriots in the early part of the season?
Yeah, we had our like most teams, we had our Saturday scrimmage this last week, and based on what I saw there, it was pretty good. We had a couple little blips here or there, but it wasn't anything that seemed terribly concerning. And sometimes it doesn't matter what you're seeing now when it gets that first Friday night. You never know. Some of those kids are starting for the first time, and they might get a little anxious, and so hopefully it's not a problem. We've talked about, a couple of years ago, we had a 1st and 35, and we hadn't even really gotten a snap off because of that kind of stuff. So we've been down that road. We've seen it before, and we've kind of hammered that a little bit. And I think our kids have done a really good job of trying to staying clean pre-snap to get ourselves rolling.
Coach, what is your biggest concern entering that first ball game next week against Minden? What's your concern right now?
Yeah, that we talked about that depth, and we have a lot of guys, that can play football. I wouldn't say I necessarily have a pressing concern. I feel pretty comfortable. We kind of know what we've got. I think our kids have done the work to show, that they can do the task at hand. And so honestly, I know we don't have overall this elite dude on our field, but I just feel good. Every position feels like it's okay. The thing that we'll monitor is O-line. I think that's true for a lot of teams. If you can have a competent O-line that can get a little movement and you can hang on to the ball, that's probably the biggest part of the game in most high school football games. So, yeah, I don't know as though we have a glaring weakness, and so I feel good. We'll start working on some special teams here a little more, so maybe that'll be a concern. But as of now, I think coaches are pretty comfortable here with what we've got.
At this point, you really got to be anxious to get started. You're probably tired of beating on one another. You're anxious to see maybe somebody on the other side of the line, aren't you?
Oh, sure. I think everybody is at this point. There's no, yeah. You get a couple weeks in, and you're always lined up against Charlie. It's time to see somebody else, right? It's time to go find someone else that you can hit, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. And I think most people right now just can't wait to get the first Friday night and kind of let it rip.
All right, Josh Lewis, the head coach for Adams Central. Got to ask you this, Coach. Are you still coaching a preseason barefoot, or did you put some shoes on this year?
Oh yeah, no, I got to be in touch with Mother Earth. I'm still barefooted out there, so I think it's it's comfortable for me, and we got about 4 or 5 of our coaches that do it as well. So it's that's a thing for some reason.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us here this morning. We'll meet up with you several times throughout the year. Look forward to covering the Patriots for another season. Good luck to you.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you, Mike. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
That's Josh Lewis, the head coach for the Adams Central football team. Again, the Patriots coming up of a 3-6 year a year ago. They will start their season next Friday night, playing a tough one at Minden, a team that's beat the Patriots in their season opener a year ago. So, road trip to Minden for Adams Central for week number 1. Yeah, Josh Lewis, if you're just scratching your head, he coaches preseason workouts barefoot. He's always done that.
Yep.
And now he's got other coaches evidently doing the same thing. So we go out to their practice, don't step on their toes. Yeah, they're all walking around with no shoes on.
Yeah.
I guess that's all right.
It's not insane.
It's kind of a unique thing, though.
I like walking around outside barefoot.
Yeah, but you're not coaching.
I don't know if I'd do it if people had football cleats that were running about 20 feet, 2 feet next to me. But, yeah, I see no issue with it.
I just got a text.
Turf would feel good on the toesies. Is this the text from Coach Aaron's?
Yeah.
Okay, so we made headlines today.
We did. I didn't know it was this date.
But I didn't know it was this date either because I thought our first show was after Labor Day.
Well, this was just getting started.
This might be like your LLC.
Yeah, I think we got on the air. We got on the air here at Extreme Sports 1 year ago.
1 year ago, longtime Tribland sportscaster Mike Will had launched a streaming broadcast to host his play-by-play accounts on multiple area sporting events and teams online. The venture was called, it sounds like it's past tense, it is called Extreme Sports, and we welcome you, and I guess let's celebrate 1 year anniversary. You didn't let me know we were throwing a party today.
Yeah, because then we started our show. Like in September.
It was right after Labor Day.
Right after Labor Day.
And it was a total disaster.
Yeah, the Tuesday after Labor Day.
Oh,
we
man,
started our show.
That was a S show.
Yeah, that was probably the worst show.
We don't speak of it.
In the history of broadcasting that day.
It was not good. It was flat bad. We didn't have our ducks in a row. We thought we did.
We thought we had our ducks in a row.
Oh, we were all ready to roll, and then we got on, and it was a train wreck. And then we had show 2, and it looked like we'd been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time after the first day looking ourselves in the mirror. Our IT guys,
we had to get
big
better.
Part of that. Yeah, we had, our mechanics had to get better.
And we all knew it. We knew we had to get better, and we did.
So yeah, thanks for the trip for throwing that out there today.
Yeah, little shout out.
Little shout out in the trip. Brandy Aarons came up with that in the morning newspaper today.
Dug that out of the paper.
All right, so we get to Josh Lewis on this morning, talked a little high school football. We had Clint Head the other day. We'll try to run down Charlie Shoemaker at Hastings High in the next day or two, see what's going on with the Tigers. And then next week, well, not only high school football starts, everybody starts next week.
Yeah, Huskers.
Huskers on Thursday night down in Kansas City against Cincinnati. Going to have a handful of high school games on Thursday night as well. Majority of the teams will open their seasons next Friday for high school football. And then Hastings College opening their season on a Saturday on the road at Doane. And again, we'll be the exclusive voice for Broncos sports throughout the 2025-2026 season. Boy, our schedule is going to be full, too. In addition to everything that we did last year, they've added men's volleyball this year to the schedule, so That's going to be like a late winter, early spring sport.
Yep.
For the Broncos. So here in the spring, or not in the spring, but here in the fall, we've got football, we've got volleyball, and we've got soccer. Men's and women's soccer will be covering on the airways. And a lot of Saturdays, those teams all play at home.
At the same time. I mean, not at the same time. Staggered,
but they're going to be overlapping.
Enough that we'll use 3 channels on the show.
Yeah, and that's what we're built for.
Enough that we'll be using 3 channels.
That's what we were built for. We can provide the play-by-play coverage that you want.
We
won't have to miss a darn thing. That's why we launched Extreme Sports. That's why we're in the newspaper this morning.
That's why we're in the newspaper. And that's why we're in the newspaper.
Yeah, that's why we're here. It's an honor to be in the newspaper.
Get Coach Gundy. That's why we're in the newspaper.
Is that what he said?
No, that is not what he's... Coach Gundy had a lot different things to say. You remember that bit? One of the all-time greatest rants ever. Made me actually like him for a little bit. And then as over time, he became just a toxic individual.
Is he still around?
Yeah. Mullet. It's dirty. It's a dirty mullet. And he looks like he's coached Oklahoma State football for 20 years.
So he's still at Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
Boy, he has probably coached down there for 20 years, hasn't he?
Maybe more.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Hell, that rant was when I was in college.
Yeah, he's probably had to be down there for at least 20 years. It's a wonder he's survived down there. Down at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. If you'd like to chime in, we still got a couple of minutes to get you on here today on the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330. Leave us a message on our social media sites. We're monitoring that as well. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning at 7:52.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Top story today, making headlines yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security announcing a new partnership with the state of Nebraska to expand ICE detention space by up to 280 beds. U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement partnering with the Nebraska Department of Correctional Services to make the beds available at the Work Ethic Camp in McCook. The facility is being dubbed, named, monikered the Cornhusker Clink. The agreement made possible by the Republican-signed One Big Beautiful Bill, which is turning out to be not so beautiful when it comes to basic human rights. But if stripping away one's dignity and planting more fear in a population frozen with it right now isn't enough, one senator from this state doubling down, calling it an economic opportunity. Senator Pete Ricketts saying, quote, "The move will support the local community and keep jobs in McCook," end quote. One thing is clear about the move, residents in McCook were completely blindsided, as is evidenced not only by the comment sections on social media, but the very statements from City Hall. On Saturday, Mayor Linda Taylor met with Governor Pillen at the Red Willow County Sheriff's Office, along with the county attorney, deputy county attorney, and the sheriff. The meeting lasted about 30 minutes. At that meeting, the governor informed the group that the Work Ethic Camp north of McCook would be converted into a U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement detention facility. And because the meeting was brief, remember, 30 minutes, woohoo, the group did not receive any more details and were told that more information would be shared in the days ahead. Yesterday, in a circus-style stunt, the community got that information. "I know our community has questions. We share those questions, and our residents deserve clear, timely answers," said Mayor Taylor, who one sentence later explained how the community will go about getting those answers. Quote, "As updates come in about the project scope, timeline, operation, any impacts on public safety and local services, we will keep you informed," end quote. Clearly. 7:55. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the tip-off for the 2025-2026 season is just over a month away, as opening night with the Huskers will take place on Friday, September the 19th. This interactive, fan-friendly event will take place next to the rail yard near Pinnacle Bank Arena for the second straight year. It'll get underway at 6:30 and is free and is open to the public. Opening night will feature introductions of both Husker teams, remarks from head coaches Fred Hoiberg and Amy Williams, and players, along with contests with players and fans. Hastings College men's cross-country team has been picked by the league's coaches to finish 7th this year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Dordt was picked to win the championship, followed by Doane, Concordia, Northwestern, and Mount Marty. Dordt was also picked to win the women's championship. College of St. Mary's was second, followed by Doane, Concordia, and Northwestern. Hastings was 7th. Bobby Witt Jr. hit his 100th career home run, and the Kansas City Royals beat the Texas Rangers 5-2 last night. It was the 5th straight win for the Royals, who are now within 2.5 games of an American League wildcard berth. The New York Yankees matched a franchise record with 9 home runs last night in a convincing 13-3 victory over the Tampa Bay Rays. It's the second time this season the Yankees have hit 9 home runs in a game. They did it back in March the 29th in a 20-9 win over Milwaukee. And former NFL tight end Rob Gronkowski has a new job. He will be joining Fox NFL Sunday as an analyst, replacing former Hall of Fame coach Jimmy Johnson. Gronkowski is a 4-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He retired from the league in 2022. That's a check into sports headlines at 7:56 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Only a few more days left of this heat and humidity, and then false fall starts this weekend. Hey everybody, Tim Jones with your forecast. 90 degrees on this Wednesday, a little patchy fog this morning, an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Mostly clear and 66 overnight tonight, sunny and 90 on Sunday. Friday, an outside chance for shower, thunderstorm, 87 is the high, and then 80 on Saturday, and 70s begin on Sunday and into next week.
As you wake up, get going this morning, we've got north winds at 3. Humidity is at 94%. We've got clear skies, sunshine, 67 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance a Maletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Maletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beer, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MalettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Maletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Wells, Science Center Bronick. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Wednesday. Got to another hour. Talked a little high school football today. If you'd like to listen to the interview again we had with Josh Lewis, you can download our show podcast section, all of our social media sites that you can stumble across. We're on all of them. You can download the podcast and listen to this show again. Friday, we're going to be doing our Blazing Five. You think since there's 5 games on the board for this like week 0 of the college football season that you and I need to go out on a limb and probably get started below 500?
There's a couple trouble spots.
Look on the bright side. There's 5 games, so either, we can't break even.
Nope.
We can't go like 2-2 because there's 5 games. We're going to pick all 5 of them.
I don't know anything about Sam Houston in Western Kentucky. I still don't. I tried to do some research yesterday. They don't have a whole lot that they're bringing to the table. Western Kentucky is a favorite, but there's got to be a couple. You got to take a couple dogs on week 0.
You would think.
You're going to take a couple dogs. Fresno, Kansas, the 12.5 is interesting. Because I think that line will actually go up for Kansas. So I'm thinking if you want to get on Fresno, if you want to get on a dog, maybe wait a couple days. I see that line going to like 14.5 by kickoff.
Wow.
I do. So I'm not necessarily gonna. I would take Fresno if it was at 14.5, but I might take Kansas at 12.5. So I might lock it in today. Stanford and Hawaii, I don't know a whole lot. Stanford's in turmoil right now. They're also in the ACC, which is stupid weird. I found that out while doing some research. I was like, where the hell did they finish in the Pac? Oh, that's right. They got out of the Pac because there was only the Pac-2 last year. And now the Pac-12 tried to rebrand, and they're basically the Mountain West with lipstick. Well, meanwhile, Stanford in California is in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Yeah, which is on the other side of the nation.
Literally on the other side of the globe. But whatever. Geographics matter. So that's an intriguing series. I think the only one I really feel safe about is one that actually continues to move down. The public's starting to bet on Iowa State a little bit, but I'm going to be all cats. I'm going to be all cats in Dublin. So I can. You snuck your UNLV pick in yesterday. I'm going to sneak in one today. I'm gonna be heavy on the cats.
All right. So would Kansas State and Kansas play?
Yeah.
This opening week
0.
All right. Our Kansas people haven't chimed in yet this week.
No.
Maybe get their take on the Jayhawks and the Cats later in the week.
Well, our Kansas people are not K-State people. They passionately hate the K-State, but I'm more on the K-State side of things on the argument. Only because I'm a Missouri football fan, and Missouri and Kansas don't get along. Not in basketball, not in football. So,
all right. So that's the Blazing Five. There's 5 games in week 0. Why not?
Let's do it.
Why not be the first show to start our predictions?
Absolutely. Also, want to squeeze this in before we get done for today. Cook up some bacon today. It's National Bacon Lovers Day today. So we can cook up some bacon.
Well, you can. You can put bacon on just about anything.
Literally. Yeah. There's not a thing that bacon goes on that I'm like, I don't know if that would go well.
Like I smoked a turkey yesterday with bacon on it.
There you go.
That was my dinner last night. I smoked a small little turkey.
I made wings.
What?
In the air fryer.
What did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Just give me some damn chicken wings, will you?
That was my din. And I made instead of like ranch, like most Midwesterners, I'm a blue cheese guy. So I had a blue cheese dip that I homemade.
Yeah, occasionally I'll take blue cheese over ranch.
I'm not a ranch person. I'm kind of un-Midwestern like that.
9 times out of 10 I go with ranch, but occasionally I'll throw a curveball.
Yep. Sometimes you're just not in the mood for ranch.
Well, you want something different.
You want to spice it up a little bit. You want a little variety in your life. It is also a day we used to celebrate, but we never had holidays, so it's not like we got this day off work or anything. But it's National Radio Day today.
Woo!
Signifying Marconi's invention of the great media empire that it has become. A National Radio Day today, which I always thought should be on January 23rd. Because when you take a look at January 23rd and you strip it down, it's 1, 2, 3. And what do we always do? Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. I always thought that Radio Day should be on the 23rd of January, but whatever.
Oh, jeez. I was thinking January 23rd. What
the hell is that?
January 23rd, and you throw out 1, 2, 3.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
What do you hear the first thing out of my mouth every morning?
Every single morning.
Every single morning?
You go to 5.
Yeah, I go all the way to 5.
You go to 5 to make sure you're in the red. I don't even do that. I just answer. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, well, I'm here.
Hey.
I'm here. All right, so off to school today. Is this a school day for you?
Yeah, 4 days a week this year.
4 days a week?
Monday through Thursday on campus. Media Arts is just busting with students this semester. My job is to at least keep them through the drop ad period so that I get paid for all the pupils. So I'm taking this first couple weeks. We're going to be really light and really fun, and then we're going to lay the hammer down. Just kidding.
Crack the whip.
But no, it should be a fun day today. We'll celebrate National Radio. I'll get a couple of my students on the air. We'll have a little fun.
1, 2, 3.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Check. All right. We'll do this again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Again, tell you everybody you know about the show. Love to have you join us each and every morning. 7 o'clock. We'll see you again tomorrow here on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.